Oh, yes. What's up, everybody? Coming to you live from Southwest Michigan today, up here on an emergency trip, but still got time to give out this week's Greasy four-legger, which is checking in right now at plus 625 on DraftKings Sportsbook. So let's go through all four legs here. I got to do this one pretty quickly today, everybody, but let's get through it quickly. Let's cash this ticket quickly, and let's get back on to UFC 286, which will be next week. Let's start by sharing my screen here. And there we go. And we got DraftKings Sportsbook up here. And I'm going to bring you through all three of these legs. Okay. Sorry about that. And let's go to the banners. First leg is going to be JJ Aldrich to win by decision. JJ has never finished a fight at the UFC level. She's more of a minute winner, not really a power striker, not really a great grappler on the ground where she's going and fishing for submissions and aggressively trying to finish fights. So I figured this is the best way to get a very big favorite, somebody that should absolutely win this fight by their best win condition, which is a 15-minute decision. JJ Aldrich by decision right now is minus 110 on DraftKings Sportsbook. And we can go to winning method up here on the UFC Sportsbook. And we're going to scroll down to that first fight. And we're going to say JJ Aldrich by decision is minus 110. And that is going to be the first leg of this week's Greasy four-leg parlay. Leg number 2 is going to be the over 2.5 rounds in the Carl Williams versus Lucas Bresky fight. We've seen Bresky up at this level go to decision really twice. He did have a fight called in the last minute of the third round, but the guy that he was trying to choke out didn't tap, and Mark Smith stopped the fight. So this one is one that I kind of feel like is going to go the full 15 minutes. If you watch Carl Williams fight, he's very good at wrestling. He's very good at dominating minutes on the ground and not absorbing damage. So I feel like he can get this guy down to the ground, get himself into advantageous positions, but not necessarily dominant positions, and kind of just ride him out for the entire fight. So I am looking for this fight to go over 2.5 rounds at minus 125. So if we go back here to DraftKings Sportsbook and we scroll back up to the top of the screen, we are going to see fight lines over here, and then we're going to go to the total rounds, and we'll go down here to the over 2.5 rounds, which is minus 125 right now for Carl Williams versus Lucas Bresky. That brings our two-leg parlay up to plus 243. The third leg of this parlay is going to be in the co-main event, and it is going to be the Alexander Romanov money line at minus 145. When I taped this fight, I wanted to see how Alexander Volkov looked against good wrestlers, people that were going to be actively looking to take the fight to the ground and finish fights on the ground. And I see him giving up a lot of early minutes to these wrestlers, whether it be single or double legs that get him to drop to his ass, or some of the takedowns that Romanov typically goes for, which are body lock takedowns. A lot of times those body lock takedowns, if you're using trips, are the most efficient way to get down really tall fighters, because they can find a base in a lot of single and double leg attempts, but it's more difficult for them to find a base when you can get an inside reap or an outside trip. That way you can get them flat on their backs, and that's really when Romanov does his best work on the ground. It's when his opponent's back is flat to the mat, and he's making his opponent wear his weight and landing ground and pound and looking for submissions. So I do see Romanov easily winning the first 2 rounds of this fight with his wrestling. For those of you who are worried about him gassing out like he did in the Tabura fight, just please remember that fight took place in Salt Lake City, 6,000 feet elevation, rather than this one's at sea level in the desert. Romanov's not going to get as tired as he got in the Tabura fight. So looking for Romanov to get the job done here, minus 145 on that money line. Brings our parlay. So now we've got to go back up here to the money line. And these are the over-unders. Oh, yeah, no, it's not. So we've got to scroll down here. And we've got Romanov minus 145. That brings our 3-leg parlay up to plus 480. And then that brings us to the final leg of this week's Greasy 4-legger, which is going to be something that we can hedge out if these first 3 legs hit, and we can hedge out at plus 250 or better, because the last one is going to be the over 2.5 rounds. It is going to be an alternative over-under here for the main event, Jan versus Dvalishvili. Jan is a slow starter, typically doesn't finish fights until late in the fight, and Merab doesn't finish anybody that doesn't gas out in the first 2.5 minutes. So I really believe that this fight is going to easily get into that third round, easily go over the 2.5 minute in the third round, and cash this minus 300 leg. But even if we do cash these first 3 legs, the beautiful thing is, by having the fattest odds as the last leg of your parlay, it gives you an opportunity to hedge out if you get a little bit nervous, guarantee yourself a profit, and walk away a winner. And you do that by betting the other side if the first 3 legs cash. So for instance, you could bet the over 2.5 rounds on DraftKings Sportsbook, and it'll be plus 240 or so. And you could put a unit on that if you have a unit on the parlay, and guarantee yourself a 1.4 unit win. And then only take 1 unit off your potential winnings if the last leg winds up cashing. So we're going to go back up here to alternative total rounds under fight lines. And we're going to go down to Peter Yan versus Merab Dvalishvili. Did the over 2.5 just go to minus 400? Oh, it always was minus 400. I think I put it in there as minus 300. Yeah, it's minus 400. So let me edit that. Okay, so now over 2.5 rounds, Jan Dvalishvili, the last leg, minus 400, brings our parlay up to plus 625. I think it's got a good chance of cashing here. I don't think I went all that crazy on any of these lines. You know, I like JJ Aldrich to win. I feel like it would be a bit of a surprise if she got her first finish here, as she's faced easier competition than this. And then, you know, Bresky and is definitely not a finisher at this level, and Carl Williams is more of a wrestler. Alexander Romanov, I think, gets the job done with his wrestling and top control, and potentially finds a finisher here early in the fight. And for the over 2.5 rounds for Jan Dvalishvili at minus 400, I think it would be really shocking if that fight finished under 2.5 rounds. So plus 625, not the fattest one I've given you guys, but I feel like it's got an excellent chance to cash. So let's do exactly that. Let's cash this. What's going on with you guys in the chat right now? We've got Boston Nick in the room saying, Weezy. What's up, Boston Nick? We got Cole Stein saying, oi, Weezy, bring on the grease. Best of luck this weekend. We got Nick saying, first to the crime scene of Weezy slaughtering this card. Let's get it, man. We got Subhuman Gaucho saying, what's up, Weezy? We got him saying, came just in time for Michigan. Hope you're not dealing with the snow the way I am right now. No, the snow wasn't that bad on the way up here. We just got here, did a little shopping. I dropped my girlfriend off by her mom's place, and I have to go pick her up in like 20 minutes. So, yeah, we're dealing with it up here. It's not actually snowing right now, so shouldn't be that bad. And I will be back on Sunday, back in Chicago to get ready for Stat Diggers on Sunday. And we got Subhuman Gaucho saying, took a variation on the 4-legger last week and hit everything except Araujo. Let's get it back. Yeah, Araujo was the worst line of that parlay. 2 of the 4 lines didn't hit, but I wanted the over 1.5 for Barrio, but it was minus 145 earlier in the week. And when I went to go get it for the Greasy 4-legger, it was minus 190. The line got blown out so bad that I decided to just go for his fight starts round 3. So that leg didn't cash either. It would have cashed if it was the over 1.5, but Vivi didn't even come close to getting the job done. As soon as she pulled guillotine on a takedown attempt, I knew the fight was over. And she did exactly that. And of course, the fight was immediately over after that. So let's go for it, man. And we got Rob S. in the room say, oi, this week the Greasy 4-legger cashes. Let's go, Weezy. Let's get it, man. Romanov looked horrible at face-off. I don't care about the face-offs. I guess all that blubber could help, but if and when he gets on top. Yeah, if there's anybody on the planet other than Marcin Tybura who's actually struggled to take down Alexander Volkov, I'd like to know who it was. Definitely not a wrestler the quality of Alexander Romanov. Rob Lawrence saying round 1 sub. I would love that. I haven't watched Horrible How at Dirty Reg. Yeah. Fat, not a shape looking might be better shape than his body shows, though. Yeah, Romanov doesn't look great. He doesn't have this great physique. And for a minute there, he was losing some weight. And it looked like he might start fighting around 230, but it looks like he kind of figured, I kind of feel like I need that extra weight around my middle to do what I do best, which is get into half guard, keep people there. And then that fat, it kind of takes the shape of your opponent and it makes it harder for them to get up. Kind of like when Fat Collier got on top of Chase Sherman. You just saw all that fat in his front just kind of like take the shape of Sherman, and he looked like he was drowning underneath him. And that's kind of what Romanov's got with that fat ass belly of his. So, yeah, we'll see how it all goes, man. If he's unable to get Volkov down, he's going to be in a whole heap of trouble because, being at that reach disadvantage and that striking disadvantage on the feet won't work well for him if he does not get these takedowns. So we'll have to see. Subhuman Gaucho saying, I get a little worried Romanov could slow his pace down after gassing out last time. This fight is not at elevation. And we got, yes, Weezy, let's go, says Rob Lawrence. We got Dirty Reg saying it's been a stay away for me. I got it earlier in the week, Dirty Reg, at like minus 122, and it was minus 150 earlier today. But now it's kind of come back down to minus 140, so we'll see how it all goes. We got Weezer says Boston Nick. We got Bo Jackson saying, oi. And we got Silky B saying, yeah, brother. What's up, Silky B? We got Buffo on the beat saying, on dinner break catching up. Salute, Weezus. Appreciate you, Buffo. I got a bounce. Best of luck this weekend, fellas. Thank you for checking in, Subhuman Gaucho. And we got Mr. Jingles saying, bet US had a line error. Ramos inside the distance plus 1320. It sucks to lose that fight off the card. And yeah, I actually had trouble finding the fourth leg because the third leg was going to be, the fight goes to decision for the Ramos fight because they had it priced at plus 120 and it was plus 125 for the over 2.5 on Bet Online. But obviously those fights are off. So, we're going to move on and try to find something else. And the fourth leg this time is the Carl Williams over 2.5. King of NPCs saying, hi, what's up, dude? We got Dope Space Cowboys saying, oi. Dude, I got to check out you guys. I'm sorry to make this such a fast video, but I've got to go take care of some business up here. A little bit of a family emergency going on. So I'm going to get at that. Let's cash this Greasy 4-legger plus 625. I'm putting a half unit on it, and hopefully we'll be celebrating come Saturday, everybody. Check me out on Pub Sports Radio with my guy DFS by the numbers, 6:15 Central Time. Pub Sports Radio tomorrow for Stat Diggers, and we will help get you ready for UFC 286. Let's cash this Greasy 4-leg parlay. Let's stack cash tickets like flapjacks. God bless each and every one of you. And on your way out, please do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And please check out the Patreon if you get a chance. Good night, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend and enjoy the fights tomorrow.